This time we are going to see how we do Lab 8 extension. So Lab 8 extension shellcode first. There's nothing. There's only words.text. So let's think about what we are supposed to do. Words.text has the first line has the number, then there are lots of words. Some of them is uppercase, some of them lowercase. So we are going to just read one by one and store into array. So in Lab08, I already made the shell with my recommended name, like a period, the last name, first name, Lab8 as a class name. Then I'm going to read it. So to read the file, I need to make the file stream. So I need to use a scanner. So I'm going to import the java.util. Actually, I have java.util.scanner is what I need. Also, I have to use a file. So I have to import the java.io, that file. Or you can just use asterisk, then name the wildcard, everything under java.io package. Now, let's think about how to read the file. Do you still remember? Scanner in file equals new scanner. Then you need to make the new file object. So I'm going to make new file object. You don't have to ask what is the file name because the file name is already given in here. So I'm going to just pass words.text. That's the first thing. Oh, I have to use a scanner. That means the better way is first you're gonna put scanner has a null, then try it. We're gonna make a try catch block. So try. In try, you're going to give a value into the in file. Then catch. If you catch anything, so usually file not found exception. If this error occurs, that means that the file is not there. So you may have some information like system.out.println file does not exist. Oh, then you give some information, then you may say system.exit. Well, this is the first thing you can try. Then now you are able to use in file because there's a file, so it does not catch the error. Then that means in file has something. So now let's make an array. My array will be string type, so string bracket. I'm gonna just name it array. Go to new string. Then how do I know how many? I can just say in file that next int because we already checked the first one is integer. So we made the string type array. Then by using this number, the length of this array, we are going to read one by one and store into your array. So for int I equals to 0, I is less than array.length, I plus plus. Then I'm going to assign in each array I, I'm going to have in file that next. Because each word is just one token, so I can just use next. You don't have to read by using next line. It may cause another error. Now, let's just see. I'm done the first part now. I have array, then array stored everything. Then I probably need to ask a word to check to the user. But if I look at the next node, I may want to use infinite loop. So inside of the infinite loop, I'm going to ask. I think that's better. So infinite loop is while true. I can say this is infinite loop. Then inside of the infinite loop, I'm gonna ask. Now when I ask, I'm gonna get something from user. So I'm gonna just name it string, like a word or something like that, equals. I'm gonna use J option pane. That's why I imported Java X in the J option pane class. So I'm gonna use J option pane dot show input dialog. Then I'm gonna ask what word, something like that. And depends on the word, I'm gonna do two actions. If the word is -1, I have to do exit. That is exit ticket. Every infinite loop has exit ticket. So I'm going to say if the word is -1, but word is string type, so I'm gonna use the strings method equals -1 inside the double quote. If this is true, I'm going to say get out or goodbye or break. So I'm going to do two things. System.out.println goodbye. Then break. I mean to get out of this while loop. When I get out of this while loop, there will be nothing, so I don't need to worry about. Oh, this all of them should be inside of the main. Yes. Now I'm going to say this is end of a while loop, just in case if I am confused about the bracket. Now I have the word, so I need to check it. When I check it, I want to do linear search. That means in the array, I'm going to check one by one. But we are supposed to do extension. That means case insensitive. So I have to use equals ignore case. So let's go through everything in the array word. So for loop, int I is 0, I is less than array the length. Then I plus plus. I'm going to check if array I and the word are equals, but we do not want to, we want to ignore the case, so equals ignore case. Then with the word. If this is true, that means I found it. So we're going to do something. So if this is true, I can just print something. System.out.println. Then the word is a word at or number. And you can show the index number. So you are going to print this word. If the word was dog, dog is a word at number I. Like this. Then you want to stop checking. There are multiple ways to check. One of the way is changing your I value, so you don't have to check the rest of them. Or you can just let it check, because there are not the same word in this words.text. So array will not have the same word, so you can do anything and just let your program check anyway at the end. It's up to you. In my code, I probably want to change something I, so my I will be greater than array.length, so it will get out the for loop quickly. So I'm going to say I is array.length. I'm gonna do like a +2, so big enough. It means I found it. So if I is too big, I found the word. Why do I need this information? Because at the end of the for loop, I need to check if I have to print no or not. So if I is greater than length plus 2, that means I found it. But if I is already that length, that means I didn't find it. That means I went through until the end of the array. So I want to use I outside of the for loop. That means my I should be kind of global, not local inside of the for loop. So I'm going to define I before for loop. So int I will start from some number. How about -1? That's like a traditional number for starting index, before index. Then after for loop, I'm going to check if, now I can check I because I is now not inside of the for loop variable, it's outside of the for loop variable. If I is array that length, or if I is not array that less than array that length plus 2, it does not really matter. If I is array that length, I'm going to say print word is not a word. And go back to the endless while loop. After you print result, then you are going to ask to the user again, prompt again, then you are going to check if it's -1 or not. Then you are going to search it. So this part is search. Then if you couldn't find your word, now you are going to print not a word. Now it's time to test. Now compile first. I hope I didn't make any mistake. Oh, uppercase, I forgot. C is uppercase. So let's compile again. Yes, now there is no error message. Then when I run it, it's going to ask what word. So I'm going to test the dog first. Oh, dog is a word at this number. Okay, how about not a word like KK, DD, SS, AA? Oh, it's not a word, so it prints this is not a word. How about uppercase dog? Because I used equal to ignore case, uppercase dog should work at the word, so same position. If I want to stop checking, I can just put -1. Then if I click OK, yes, goodbye. So this is recommended output when I test lowercase dog, not a word, uppercase dog, and -1.